learned that it costs a little bit more when it comes to purchasing a brand new build because there's literally the front yard's done and the backyard has nothing but a 3-foot by 3-foot concrete square off the sliding door. So there's nothing else back there. We have to turn that into something, provide shade and things of that nature so the sun isn't blistering and so the rain doesn't smack you in the face, and a little bit of protection from the wind as well. So we decided to do a patio cover. And so we did so, we got it the color we want. They were great, they were perfect. That was back in July. Yeah, that was back in July. And so now we're sitting here, we're looking at it, we're at the top of the hill, and we're like, you know what? Let's go ahead and have them come back, because we're thinking of extending it, making it a little bit bigger, a little bit longer, wrapping it around the house. We don't know yet, but let's see how much this is going to cost us. So we go ahead and we get that quote. We're like, ooh, okay, let's think about this. Next thing we know, the idea is now installed. So miscommunication, the same process we received the first time, we didn't get that same process the second time, which is how the build out came. Decisions were made without our 100% approval, and then also without my 100% stop what you're doing and get off the property. I didn't say do any of this stuff. So next thing comes into play is going back to the initial contract with them when an option, it was presented as an option, and it could save us money if we go ahead and not get the permit, that we could get it on our own at a later point in time. Now, mind you, I'm about loans, not home ownership. I know how to get you into the house, but every community is different. You don't know what's going to be expected, what's going to be required. So we're coming in blind, just like when we came in here with our furniture and we thought we was all good. Till we walked around and said, well, there's nothing in that room, there's nothing in that room, there's nowhere to sit there, there's nowhere to lay our heads, all of those things. So more furniture needed to be had. Also, you will see our dog perusing through here. His name is Zeus. You guys have seen him. And he'll be in and out of here at some point in time. I don't even know if y'all can see him based on the camera angle. But regardless, he's here.
Trust me, if they can see this part of my body, they can see him.
Okay, well, that's Zeus. Zeus, everyone can see you now. But anyways, getting back to it. So we're like, oh, save us some money. Forget that. So come to find out, you know, HOA and new community, there's certain guidelines and stuff. Did I read those? Yes. Was it at the forefront of my mind? No. So now we have the form. We have to let the neighbors know what we're doing. We have to submit it in, get the approval, and right there it says in round 2 of them having them here for round 2, adding to the patio, that we need a permit. I was like, oh wow, this is something that we need. So let's go ahead and get this permit. Let's go ahead and get the permit done. Oh, you know, it's gonna cost you ridiculous amounts of money to take off the part that you guys don't want anymore, but we keep the other part on the other side, keep that part, then we go ahead and get a permit. Yeah, that's ridiculous. So have the conversation, go back and forth. I'm getting heated. This doesn't make any sense. And some things you don't really know because, again, brand new neighborhood, not a brand new area, but brand new development in an old city. So we don't really know.
I said no.
And so we need this permit. So we come to an agreement, an arrangement, blah, blah, blah.
Go.
Now we're in October. So that's when the addition and half removal, all that stuff happened. Permit is supposed to be enacted on their end. I get a text, permit, you know, we submitted it, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't respond because there's nothing, for me to do. The expectation was set that this will take an extended amount of time. So I'm not paying it any attention.
No.
Now I'm just sitting here chilling at night, like, you know what? I'm recalling my Uncle Doug and the things that he was doing and had me end up doing as well. I'm like, this isn't making any sense to me. Now, mind you, he lives in a different city, of course, Northern California. I'm like, yeah, this doesn't make any sense. Let me go ahead and let's do some research. Let's figure some stuff out. So come to find out, from October 12th until now we're in January. January is when they decide to put in the issuance for the permit for the patio in our house.
January?
On January 3rd. Now that permit didn't get approved. 48 hours later, it was rejected. Don't know the reasons as to why, because going through the system and the portal, I couldn't figure out where I could get that information. But then I noticed they did a resubmittal on the 10th, and you text me yesterday, which you don't know when, but yesterday, that the permit is now in building and safety. So you're telling me all of November, because it's November 12th is when they came by, right? So the rest of November, which has extra days because there's 31 in there. November, December, mid-January, there is 31 days in October.
You said November.
Oh, well, October. Now we're mid-January, and now you text me the permit is now in building and safety. Yeah, we don't need no permit from you. I got somebody else who's been working with us. We appreciate all the work that they do. Top notch. Refer them to multiple people who have yet to enact their plans on what they want to do in their house, just to give them a different perspective, different idea. Because like we said in the last podcast, that we see people do different stuff and it's cool to see and be happy for them to move forward. And then we're doing completely different stuff, but we're feeding off of the different people that we've made contact with. Oh, that's a good person. Ooh, run away from them. Don't even call them. Don't even look their direction. And so I've been referring out, and people's like, man, this process is ridiculous. It's crazy. We gotta go with your guy. Thank you so much. All of this and that. So we're gonna rock and roll with him. We don't need to finish whatever they're expecting on that end with the permit, because that's ridiculous. Come to find out in Riverside, a lot of the things, depending on what it is done over the counter, which means you'll get that stuff the same day. Based on what it is that we're doing, we fall in the same day category. Worst case scenario, 10 days. It's October 12th. We're in mid-January now. That don't make no sense. Don't make no sense at all.